Welcome to another episode of The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media by highlighting what makes this country so great city by city. Today, you're going to see something really cool. We're going to be focusing on the living history of our country. We have compiled some segments throughout the week that show what makes history in all of our cities incredible when it comes to real estate, lifestyle, and culture. You're going to love today's episode. Let's start The American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
All right, today's show is about living history, but never forget The American Dream is a national show that still integrates what's happening in your local marketplace. So let's bring you your first local market update right now.
Hi, this is Dave Umphress with Keller Williams Realty. We are in Laverse, Colorado today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the town, and then in the end we're going to see a house that's coming on the market up in the top of Laverse. This town was built starting in 1906. Actually, the DuPont company had a factory here in town, and they built this town as a company town for their employees. So starting in 1906, construction began. Smaller houses down on the flats for the laborers. Middle management was in the middle houses here, and then up on the hill they built 4 houses for 2 assistant managers, the doctor, and then right in the middle was the plant manager's house, kind of the crown jewel of Laverse. That's what we're going to go see today. One of the key features of the American Foursquare architecture is these huge wraparound porches, which are great for entertaining. You know, when we go through these 2 doors into the entry, we're greeted by a very large foyer, really high ceilings, grand staircase behind, but this great room right off the entry is exquisite. There's really 3 rooms within this same room. So I mean, we have a nice, of course, the fireplace here is the focal point of this whole room. Great entertaining space over here, which serves as sort of like a family room. The windows look out over the large lot, open space, mountain views, really beautiful there. But probably the coolest part of this room is the original grand piano. This piano has been in this house ever since it was built over 100 years ago. Of course, it's included with the sale, and hopefully the new owners appreciate and use the piano as much as it's been appreciated for 100 years. The kitchen was just remodeled in a very classic fashion. I mean, there's really great modern features as well, though. Dual fuel, double oven, Carrara marble countertops and backsplash, and some of the coolest Art Deco tile floors I think I've ever seen. The character in this house is evident around every turn. The original woodwork here on this banister up and around, it's just beautiful. On this second level here, there's 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, very functional, very large bedrooms as well. But just in case that's not enough room for you, the attic is also finished out, which makes for a great playroom or even a 6th bedroom if you needed it. Out the back door, we have a large stamped concrete patio, great for entertaining, fire pit, and of course, this is just one of the most peaceful settings imaginable. You can, I'm sure, picture hanging out on this patio or in the gazebo built out of trees from the lot here, just hanging out with the fam. And of course, just incredible views and behind the property. So that was it, 7843 Hillcrest Drive, the crown jewel of the town of Laverse, easily one of the coolest, most quaint, iconic towns in all of Colorado. I'm Dave Umphress with Keller Williams. Thanks for joining me and thanks for checking out this episode of The American Dream.
All right, little history quiz for you. Do you know who Mr. Showmanship is? Came out of Vegas, Liberace, musician, actor, pianist. We went out to his home in Vegas to check out this cool story with the Batchelor and Hanna team. Let's go check it out.
So today we're at the Liberace Mansion, which is a true piece of Las Vegas history. Right. We get to see this property in an exclusive look. We're going to meet with the owner who has completely restored the property.
Destiny. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It needed it screaming, please help me, you know. And I was fascinated by Liberace as a child, and that's the reason I play the piano today. I've been not only to bring it back to life, but I've actually been able to bring music back to the mansion as well.
That's amazing.
Which it really needed.
And actually, Las Vegas is very lucky to have you, because when we see properties like this that are really an iconic piece of history, and I see that they've been restored, and being someone who's lived in Las Vegas the majority of my whole life, I almost get a little bit emotional about it, because we don't have a lot of history that has been done in Las Vegas. Kind of, we do everything new and better, and
we tear everything down and
tear
make
it down
it new.
and start over. And so to see this piece and actually have this tour today, and to see the beauty that you've restored in this property, I'm very excited for. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Now, you see these two marble columns here, and the two marble columns just a little ahead. This is the end of one of the houses.
Okay.
And then
the beginning of the next.
There was the gap, and then there's the beginning of that one. But it was merged, and then another floor was put up as well. This became, once again, a very, very famous piece. He paid $350,000 for this in 1974, and it was in variety.
$350,000 in 1974.
It was in
So what's that, about $1 million today?
Yeah.
Now, when you took it over, how much of this was here and how much of it wasn't here?
The ceiling was hanging down. There were two sinkholes, and I had to have the floors and the drill, because we under the sand underneath it.
Yeah.
So I had to make it to concrete, hundreds of tons of concrete, and there were pylons, steel pylons with propeller-style blades on them to lift and support everything.
Wow.
They said at the time, the engineers, they said, had I not done what I did, the house would have collapsed in 18 months. So it would already be gone by now.
Phenomenal.
Oh, well, this was a direct blood descendant of Michelangelo, and his name was Stefano Angelo Thorpe. This is the closest thing you're going to come to the Vatican this side.
Yeah, and every night when you go to bed, this is what you see.
It really is. And this was his bedroom.
Wow.
This was once his pool, where he played on the piano key pool. And however, when this went up for sale after he died in 1988 in the famous auction in 1988, the Liberace auction, they filled in the pool and got permission to have an event centre. This is a piece of history in itself. Liberace bought this staircase from a can-can bar in Paris.
Wow.
Now, the reason it hit the newspapers because of the cost of the transportation. To get it across the ocean and the continent cost $75,000 because it had to be in dollars. It had to be transported in one piece. Now, this is his favorite room, the Moroccan room.
The Moroccan room. Bill's
you.
already up here doing it.
Bill's up here.
Soaking up the Liberace history.
There's a very positive energy in this room.
There is. And just the natural light, and just being, I feel like you can almost feel the spirits of everyone who has been here. You are truly just a man after my heart, because I love that you've restored this history here. I know Daryl's really enjoyed it, and just everything down to just the furniture pieces. You've done an amazing job, and we thank you today for your time.
Thank you, good self.
Thank you, Martyn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now we're going to finish up by showing another little piece of iconic history, Michael's Restaurant here at the South Point.
And Michael's has been in business for almost 40 years. They've hosted many celebrities, many Las Vegas mobsters.
And we're going to interview the guy here, Jose, who knows where all the bones are buried, pretty much.
He does. He is the key to the castle. He has the keys. He's going to have an interview with us and tell us what Las Vegas holds behind these doors. Come on,
check it out.
So, Jose, we're so excited today to be with you and be at beautiful Michael's Restaurant, where we know you have seen countless celebrities, you've seen countless very famous, iconic people, and we want to talk a little bit about that Las Vegas history.
Yes.
So what can you tell us?
We moved out here to the South Point in 2007, and the only original two pieces is the dome and the front door.
Wow.
And everything else is the same colors, same
Exact replicas, right?
This is how it was before. Yeah.
carpet.
What other celebrities have you hosted at this
We had a lot
restaurant?
of sports celebrities. Dan Marino, Boomer Esiason.
Now, you don't have to confirm or deny, but I might have heard a few little rumors that there could have been, over its life, maybe a couple mobsters that came in and had dinner here. So I know that it's a nice restaurant to entertain, we'll say.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't disclose that part because
Yes.
some of them are still alive.
Some of them are still alive.
I want no problem.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we
I don't blame
any
you.
Problems. Any problems with any. That's
No names.
awesome. I love hearing all the sports stars that have been here and just having that piece of Las Vegas history. I
Yes.
love that it's iconic. I love that you have the original dome from almost 40 years ago. And I just appreciate your service. I appreciate you having us here. But you know what?
Yeah, thank you.
I think I'm getting hungry. Are you hungry?
Absolutely. Let's
I
eat.
think we should have a meal. All right, well, that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thank
Jose.
you,
We
Jose.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's eat.
All right.
All right, now here's a cool story. Talk about real estate, Al Capone in southern Florida. This is a home that Al Capone used to peddle alcohol during Prohibition. Really cool story coming at you from Orlando. Let's check it out.
Jules, I'm wearing my nice clothes, my beautiful jacket. What are we doing out here?
We are sitting in Cassadaga, Florida, otherwise known as the psychic capital of the world. Besides being a wonderful area to connect with the other side, it's also a historic site. And there's an extra special property that I'm gonna take you to. And if you're lucky, I may even treat you to lunch at one of my favorite restaurants in all of Central Florida. Welcome to the Pines. We're in this 1926 historic home that has certain extra special attributes besides being a beautiful property. And we're fortunate enough that my buddy Teresa, who happens to have this listing, is gonna give us some more details as we go through an extra special tour of this property. Hey Teresa, good to see you.
Hey there, thank you so much for showcasing our home. This home was built in 1926, as you referenced. It's a beautiful two-story home that has beautiful original heart pine wood floors and beautiful craftsman French doors surrounding this ballroom. It's got 5,040 square feet and it's got 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It's got a pool house next door that's not attached to the home because we wanted to maintain the integrity of this beautiful home.
You know, the home also has lots of upgrades to make it modern and comfortable for anybody that wants it. So as the legend goes, Al Capone may have spent time doing some of his naughty little things with bootlegging. If he had stayed in this home, then it's possible that when they went up into the attic, that there's a really cool spot where you get a good sense of what's coming and going around the property. I just think it's just cool to be up there. And you can store anything you need. It's got complete flooring, and it's actually pretty cool, as in temperate. You may not realize that because of where we are in Florida and throughout more of the northern part of the state, many, many homes actually do have proper basements. And this is completely dry and way cooler than you would imagine. Probably about 10 degrees cooler. And it would make the perfect wine cellar. So if you or someone you know would love to own a piece of history right outside of Orlando and just a few minutes from Daytona Beach, give us a call and we'd be happy to bring you to this home. Right now they're asking $665,000 for just under an acre of history.
Hey, Jules.
You found the bar I told you about.
Of course, you know, every place I go, I've got to find the bar, and this is beautiful.
So what do you think of this little hamlet of
I
Cassadaga and Lake Helen?
absolutely love it. So what's great about this is you drive into the city, and it's comfortable. You're serene. And I haven't been here since high school or college. I was telling someone that earlier. But everybody's so friendly and open, and then the history is just overwhelmingly amazing to me.
Isn't that cool?
It really
so
is.
Speaking of history, you guys at Freedom Mortgage happen to have some of the unique products required to be able to get a loan on a historic property. Can you tell us a little bit about what our viewers need to know?
Yeah, it's not as scary as people make it out to be. The biggest obstacle, I think, is the comps, which are the comparables, which try to find a house that is the same age or designated as a historic home. It can be hard to find that around your neighborhood. So the comps, trying to find the value really is the biggest challenge. Things like insurance used to be a big deal to try to get that, but companies have come around and there's a lot of insurers that will insure more historic homes, like the beautiful home, the Pines that you were in.
And then, so when it comes to finding the loan product for a property like that, it's pretty much standard, like a traditional conventional loan is no problem.
Correct. It's really standard. So I want to encourage anybody who's watching, don't be afraid of it. You can get the loan just as you would qualify for any other traditional loan. We just have to do a few extra steps, but we know how to do that. So if you haven't seen that house, you definitely want to go visit it.
Oh, thanks so much. So if you think you might be interested in talking to Ted about getting a loan to buy the Pines, reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Please do. Thanks for having me.
All right, having fun with today's history show, but don't forget, The American Dream is a show centered around real estate and lifestyle in your own backyard. So let's go to our next local segment so you see what's happening in your city.
Hi, Stacey Dowling here with Mutual of Omaha Mortgage. I am here today with Penny Crook from Canyon Title, and most importantly, Malinda Conley with Mile High Home Experts. Malinda, what do we have on tap for today?
Well, we're at a quaint little wine bar here in Highlands Ranch, Indulge Bistro and Wine Bar. We're going to be meeting with Delinda Fatinow, who is the owner. And then afterwards, we've got a real treat for you. We're going to be meeting Michelle Colaizzi with the Allstate Agency, and she's an industry expert. So we'll be talking a little bit about what you need to do when you buy your new home.
You guys are in for a treat today, so stay tuned. American Dream, Malinda Conley here, and she's going to be telling you all about what's happening in Highlands Ranch.
Thank you so much for having us in today. We truly appreciate it.
Yes.
Wanted to ask you a little bit about the bistro and wine bar, because you guys have been like the place to be in Highlands Ranch for, how long is it now?
We opened in October #08, so 10.5 years.
Wow, time really flies. What do you think it is that made you guys so popular?
Well, you know, my husband and I opened this, and we wanted to bring a little bit of the downtown feel to the suburbs of Highlands Ranch.
And you guys have like some really great wine tastings also. Do you guys do niche wineries, boutique wineries?
We do. Yeah, we have a complimentary wine tasting every month at all of our locations. And so we just pick different wineries to come in and showcase their wines. So
very cool.
It's really fun. We get lots of people that come in and enjoy that.
Well, thank you so much for having us in today. We're actually meeting also with Michelle Colaizzi.
Yeah, come on back.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, come on
Hey,
out.
Michelle.
Here's Michelle.
I knew you'd be out here in this gorgeous sunshine. Look at those Rocky Mountains, those mile-high Rocky Mountains. Michelle, thanks again. I really do appreciate your time today. I really wanted to talk with you. One of the things that I have found being a realtor for, gosh, well over 17 years is that even, you know, if you've bought a house once a year, twice a year, first-time home buyer, we generally don't know what we don't know. So one of the things I wanted to ask you is, what would you tell new homeowners? What would be the first thing that they need to talk to their agent about?
What you should know is that you need a good agent who is going to tell you what you should know. You want to make sure you're the buyer. The agent is the expert. They really need to lead you through, is the coverage adequate? What is my deductible? Can I afford it at the time of a loss? Is there any other out-of-pocket expense that I might be accountable for that I'm not aware of? So I can't stress enough that policy review, policy review, policy
Because life changes.
Life changes, and your agent may not know you've added a swimming pool, you've had a kid, you've finished your basement. And so really a proactive agent who reaches out to you at minimum once a year is what you should know.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
we really
you.
do appreciate your expertise. You truly are phenomenal. One of the best out here. You're like the mayor of Highlands Ranch.
Well,
everybody seems to know Michelle.
Lazy. Well, I appreciate it. I'm just crazy about insurance. So.
You really are, I can tell. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Michael Dye here of Mutual Omaha, welcoming you to the American Dream episode featuring Todd Finley, one of the best realtors in the Denver metro area. We're up in Evergreen today at one of his brand new listings at 577 Bare Meadow Trail. And this is an amazing, amazing home. Todd, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Mike, we have over 12,000 square feet of finished home here. 6 bedrooms, 8 bath, in-floor heat. This is truly an amazing property. We got to take a look.
Wow, let's go inside and take a peek at it.
Mike, take a look at this space.
Wow, look at the vaulted ceilings.
Can you imagine entertaining your friends and family in this place?
Man, I could stick a lot of people in here if I was trying to cook for them, Todd.
Look at this. We have over 23 slabs of granite throughout this home. They pay $135 a month for utilities on a 12,000 square foot home.
No way.
Yes, can you believe that?
How did they do that?
They brought natural gas in-floor heat. This home is super efficient. All hickory hand-built cabinets again. Double the core ovens, microwaves, decor 6-burner cooktop.
And
they've incorporated the sink in with the granite.
I love how it's all one piece when it's going along there. It makes it so much easier to clean. And man, you could really do some great entertaining in this kitchen.
You just view the open space, the openness of this room, and just the connection with everybody. Mike, let's take a look at the dining room and work our way through into the master bedroom. By the way, take a look at these beautiful floors. Petrified wood floors.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
It's like a quarry of wood right here. 24 feet by 36 feet. Panoramic views. I mean, where does it get any better? This has to be one of the most amazing master bedrooms I've ever seen. Take a look at this tub.
Wow. I can't imagine what it would be like with a glass of wine and all these 180 panoramic views around me.
Centerpiece of this bathroom right here. Mike, you don't have time to take a soak in the tub? You can step right into the shower over here. Take a look at this baby.
It's ginormous.
Woo! Big enough for the whole family.
I'm telling you, man, right?
The homeowner incorporated this water feature in the heating system. This water feature actually acts as a humidifier for the whole home. And no Colorado hideaway would be left out without a billiard and bar area.
Some of my favorite places.
One more thing, you hear it in the background. Take a look at that water feature.
And this guy really has used water throughout the whole property and really maximized.
Totally incorporated this into this home. And you're not going to believe this, Mike. This is a 70,000 gallon water feature that actually acts as a backup for fire suppression.
Man, this is great. So close to where we were just at the bottom of the hill, literally maybe a mile or two away. And here you are, one of the great iconic spots in Evergreen, Little Bear. Live band, live music, lots of great little restaurants, and they even have their own cool little winery over here.
Across the street, local community. What more could you ask for? When you're in town, feel free to stop in and say hello.
All right, more of the History Show. Now, this one's really cool. We're coming to you from Seattle, where we go to the tallest hill and show off this amazing home that was also lived in by the guy who built the tallest building. Let's go check this out in Seattle.
What an incredible setting. Now let me take you back in time.
Okay.
Imagine it's 1902 and you're throwing a party. All of your friends would come up along this street and they'd come up these marble staircases to join your party. How cool would that be?
That's amazing.
Right? Can you just picture them all with their ascots and their long
have to
coats?
use some imagination, right?
Absolutely.
Welcome to the grand entry.
Wow.
Look at this house. They have 2 living rooms. This is one of them. And if you come over, they probably invite you here because this is for family and close friends.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah, the other one, if they don't know you that much yet, or they are not sure whether they want to talk to you yet, here is a place for the guest.
So the homeowner could choose whether or not to meet the person here. So if I showed up and they put me in this room, I should be a little disappointed.
Yes,
Ah,
yes, so be
darn it.
nice.
How many years did they spend rehabbing this house?
More than 20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
20 years. You're not going to believe it. You know, one of the things I was reading that your client had told us is he actually told the carpenter, I don't like sagging bookshelves, because you all know when you put a lot of books on a shelf, it tends to bow.
Yeah.
He told him, I want the shelves strong enough to support a man. The carpenter climbed onto the bookshelves to show him that it could bear the weight.
Yes. Do you want to try that?
All right. No, I don't want to try that.
Okay.
I'll take his word for it. I'm surrounded by gold. Incredible. In fact, the medallions around the chandeliers were hand painted by an artist in Tennessee who specializes in Southern Mansion chandelier medallions. Let's show him where the rest of the meal comes from. So this room actually used to have a hallway that connected to the kitchen. And so what the chef would do is prepare the meal by course, and then the servants would come and they would wait in this room. There's a pocket door right here. And so when they heard the bell ring, they would bring the next course out.
This is one of two master suites, but this is a huge one. It's not just huge, it's also when you live here, you have that royal family feeling, because when you stay in the bed, you can see Space Needle, and also as lady, you can check out who is coming.
That's right, that's right. The lady of the house would come to this railing right here and be able to look down onto the foyer and see who was coming into the home. You know, they'd funnel one of them off into the lower class living room or funnel them over to the higher class, but she could decide whether or not she wanted to greet them, right?
That's right. So if you are at Laine, that side.
Yeah.
Janice side, this side.
Why do I keep getting downgraded? What master suite is complete without its own kitchen? W.J. Whitney, who's the gentleman that first built this home, is also the guy who built the Columbia Tower, the tallest building in the Seattle skyline.
Wow, that's amazing, huh?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Wow. I know you would have a wall here.
She has the best view in the entire house.
I know,
That's
I know.
incredible. I'm looking at Mount Rainier, Space Needle, Seattle Center, Elliott Bay, the entire downtown skyline. I can see the Cascade Mountains. This is incredible. I would never leave.
Then you can buy this home. You can have the view forever.
All right, you take cash?
Sure.
What we're sitting on right now is an outcropping of the house. This home was built on a promontory, actually a big rock. And because of that, it was allowed to be built about 12 feet forward of the houses on either side. So those houses have great views. Our house has 210 degrees of great views that go from the Olympics through Elliott Bay, downtown, all the way over to the Cascades, and all unobstructed. It is incredible. What an incredible house, Janice. Thank you so much for including me and showing it to me. I think our viewers are going to love it and can't wait for people to see it firsthand.
You can schedule a private tour with me and go to seattletopproperties.com and I'll show you around.
Thanks for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next time on American Dream TV, Seattle.
Hey, that's all for today's show. Even though the U.S. has one of the shortest histories, it's one of the coolest. And I hope you enjoyed today's real estate and lifestyle pieces we showed you about the history of our country. Now, don't forget also, we'd love for you to breathe oxygen into this positive message of the American Dream. Please follow us on social media, and don't forget to tune in next week for another episode of the American Dream.